Hello, I'm Christian Taylor. I'm getting loopy with the guitar. Uh, First off, couple uh, couple hints about how this is done. Gonna put down the first loop. You want to make sure that you have the tone that you want before you go any further than that. Make sure your timing is good. You might want to use a metronome or a drum machine or whatever timekeeping device you have. Even if it's not going to end up on the loop, you might just want it to keep you in time. Or if your timing's not too bad, you just go for it. Um, Sometimes you get so far along, and if something's wrong, you just got to stop and start over again. It's not going to get better if you're putting good tracks on bad. They're just still going to be bad. The timing is really, really important. On the first loop, you can punch on the beat. Hit the switch to punch in and begin making the loop. After that, though, you have to punch on the and, or you will cut off what you're trying to do. Uh, Hopefully, as I get along with doing this, you'll see what I'm talking about. Check my time, got time constraints. Gonna put down a simple bass line, try and do something bass-like with the guitar. I find that if you're trying to imitate bass with a six-string guitar, it's best if you use the bridge or the middle pickup maybe. Roll the tone off quite a bit. Also, use some palm muting, and that seems to help too. So, I'm try and put down first track here. Begin my loop. Got to get the timing just right. So, be counting. There's a lot of counting involved in this. You might want to get used to doing that. That doesn't sound too bad. I think we can work with that. I think you would say that the first loop there is an 8 count. Once you get past 8, that's going to double over and loop around and play. It loops around, plays it again and again. So when you're putting something on top of that, if you go longer than that, what will happen is the loop folds over, so to speak, or start to the beginning again, and you will double what you're putting on there. Sometimes you want to do that on purpose. You double it or even triple it. It sounds pretty cool. Other times you don't want it to be stacked like that. So you got to be aware of how long your first loop is. I'm going to use a little delay. Put some chorus on there also. And here we go. Too much delay. Roll that back a bit. Roll this back. Practice a little bit, mess around with the tones, take a few minutes to get what you want. And you don't want to get too busy with your playing, especially on the first couple of tracks or loops, takes that you do. You want to make sure you leave space for the other parts you're going to put on, and just, sometimes it said you play the bass as much as you do the music, so take that for whatever it's worth. Also, trying to hit the pedal, sometimes you look like a contortionist. Make sure you put it where you can get at it fairly easily, and you may want to stand up. You might find that easier, or you might want to sit down. It's up to you. But you're going to be hitting that pedal a lot, so make sure you can get to it and not have to contort too much. All Alright, onward we go. Notice that I punched in and out on the ands. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. If you punch on the beat, like where my hand's going down, you'll cut out part of what you're trying to do. Punch on the and, which is in between the beats, it comes out okay. Alright, that's not bad. Might want to do some more rhythm guitar. Take a little time, practice the part you want to put on, get the sounds right that you want to use, and then get going with putting the tracks on. We'll put another one on here. I'm going to play on with it. So let that one loop back, and I doubled that last part that I put on. When you want to do that, it can be a really cool sound. If you don't want that to happen, you have to pay strict attention to the length of your first loop and know when it's folding back over on itself. That one I also doubled also. So instead of the 8 count that we started with, I let that go again, so it would be a 16. And you want to punch on the ands. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. You want to punch on the and, not on the beat. If you punch right on the beat, where my hand's going down, you'll cut out part of what you're trying to do. Now, sometimes you might want to put something in, muffle the strings a bit, try and get something, a percussion pattern going. Other times, play certain rhythms, like this for instance, somewhat scratchy or percussive in itself, and so you may or may not need that, but you can do that. Part of the fun with these things is imitating other instruments, so take that for what it's worth. At this point, you might want to call it a loop. You might want to stop right here as far as putting tracks on this loop. You don't want it to get too busy, and you might just fool around with it. Put some lead guitar over the top, or xylophone, French horn, whatever it is that you play, harmonica, you might want to sing over it. I got a looper, I get loopy all day. Oh yeah, got me a looper, I get loopy every day. I gotta turn my delay back on, cause I like the way it sounds with my lead guitar. Got me a looper, I get loopy every day. I gotta stop now, I'm running out of time, that's all I got to say. You have a nice day, bye bye for now.